Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Kawhi Leonard reacts to LA Clippers trading for Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo is officially a member of the LA Clippers, but he hasn't made his debut yet. That isn't stopping him from learning the plays and establishing his presence on the team. Kawhi Leonard believes Rondo will bring a championship and veteran presence to the Clippers. He's been there before, Leonard said. He's a point guard that's been there before in previous championship runs. He's going to give us that veteran mentality, the experience, and giving us another ball handling playmaker that can attack the rim and make the defense collapse. Rondo didn't play for the Clippers against the Sixers, but he was with the bench on the team. He asked Ty Lue on the sidelines about what plays the Clippers were running and kept an open dialogue with assistant coaches on the bench. Is that type of leadership that Doc Rivers believes Rondo will bring to the Clippers. I think he's one of those guys who will speak up, Rivers said. It's not just Rondo's leadership that will positively impact the Clippers, but Doc Rivers believes it'll be his obvious point guard play as well. Many teams don't get the time to appropriately practice during these shortened COVID-19 impacted seasons. The ability to run a practice offense isn't always available, and an orchestrator like Rondo can help in that regard. Obviously, his point guard play, Rivers said, it was difficult at times, especially without practice time to run a play down the stretch when you didn't already have the ball in PG or Kawhi's hand. Now you can actually run a set where Rondo can deliver the ball. Ty Lue doesn't know if Rajon Rondo will start with the Clippers or when he'll return, but there are some hefty expectations when he debuts. He's a leader by nature, Paul George said. He's a leader coming into this team as is. We know what he stands for. We know what he's about. We want everything that he brings. So it looks like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are on board. Now, this is what Rajon Rondo brings. Rajon Rondo brings a lot of leadership, not only leadership, he brings a lot of confidence. He instills confidence in your veterans, and he basically is a teacher on the court for your youth. Guys like Terrence Mann, Florida State, baby. Even though we lost in the tournament, but shout out to Florida State for producing Terrence Mann, who has been playing phenomenal this year. And he'll be able to keep guys like Reggie Jackson in play. He'll help Reggie get open, get him better shots. Where Reggie's taking all these crazy shots, he'll be there to reel Reggie Jackson in. Now, I just looked at ESPN, or I like to call them ESPN. They have the four teams as the Nets, Lakers, um, Clippers, and Bucks. Those are your four favorites. So that's basically probably going to be your Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals. Are probably going to have it, but it's not guaranteed. First off, we got to see how the Brownies and Mr. Ruff and Cottonelle, how Mr. LeBrownies and Cottonelle gonna look when they get back, and we have to see how Mr. Sensitive, how he looks when he comes back. So we got to see, because it's gonna take a lot of time to really get in to basic. How do I say? It's gonna be hard to get your chemistry up. You got to be know who's gonna take the shot, who's not gonna take the shot. You got to be able to study the defensive schemes, the switches, the ability to guard the rim, the ability to make the right switch offs. So all of this stuff is important. Now with the Clippers have been looking good all year. They've been looking good all year. I believe that the Clippers will be dangerous, especially when the playoffs start. They're going to be even more dangerous. Kawhi has been playing a lot of back-to-backs this year, whereas in the past he wasn't. So we're going to see, man. I mean, this is going to be interesting going down the stretch. Andre Drummond was a great pickup for the Lakers. That's what they needed, was a rebounder. But is he going to be your savior? That's the thing. You got to see how the rest of the team is. Basically, the Brownies is going to be chilling on the sideline most of the time. He's going to get his stat. He can stat his pats. He can pad his stats. Excuse me, easier. But Cottonelle will have some help down low where he doesn't have to be the main guy under the basket. For the Clippers, with this move with Rondo, you don't have to depend on Paul George. No planners, Paul. You don't have to depend on him at all. No planner Paul is basically going to be, he's going to be an afterthought. you know. So we'll see, man. We'll see what goes down. We'll see what's going on. But like I said, I still have the Clippers versus Nets, but you know what I'm saying? The NBA basically I believe want the LA Brownies versus the Bucks. But they might get their wish of the Nets because the Nets are the most talked about, and this will help LeBrownie's legacy. They will want LeBrownies to play them, so if they screw the Nets out of the games, then they could put this storyline together saying, "Oh well, LeBrownies is the greatest ever." So you know how this stuff go. All this stuff is WWE, is fake. Um, it is what it is, and like I said, LeBrownies isn't in my top 50. And he's still not. Even if he wins this year, he's not in my top 50. He's a terrible basketball player, and he really hasn't done anything to get better. He just relies on knocking people over. He travels a lot. Not only that, defensively, he's been a liability. I'm still trying to figure out how he's up to be a defensive player of the year, and I haven't seen him lock nobody down. Like I said, I guess we live in a world of delusion. Let me know in the comment section. Do you think Rondo makes the Clippers better? Do you feel he'll bring that leadership, or do you feel they're still going to implode? Let me know in the comment section. And do you feel they can get to the championship and potentially win if they get there? Like, comment, subscribe, and share this. Hit the notification bell to receive notifications. And if you like what you hear, you can donate to the page. You can cash at me at the word welcome, the number 2, and an HDIITV. Thank you for listening, and we are out. Daisy.